What are you seeing happening with prices today?
Oh, they sky high.
I mean, even just in a short period of time, the produce has gone up. Everything has gone up. And, I have a stable job, and a lot of days I'm really thinking hard about what I'm purchasing. I'm buying more store brands, and if it's not on sale and if I don't have a coupon, I'm really loath to buy it unless it's something I really need or want.
It's worrisome. I don't know. Do they ever go down? Once they go up, do they ever go down?
It was confrontational from the start. Nearly 100 people filling the room in Muncie City Hall, pressing Congresswoman Spartz for answers on issues of government spending, health care, and DOGE cuts from President Trump and Elon Musk.
We need to take into consideration, and then we need to decide as a Congress, do we want to actually put it in the budget? So that is a discussion and work we have right now.
Answers at many times masked by uproars from the crowd.
Any opportunity that our representatives give us to be involved in their decision-making process, it's incredibly important to step up and do that.
She saw that in Indiana, there are 12 rural hospitals projected to close due to the big, beautiful bill. Is that correct? Yes, unfortunately, is correct. 12 rural hospitals are expected to close in Indiana. Is Indiana a red state and voting for Trump? Yes. Did Indiana vote to spend money on military and deporting brown people? Yes. Is Indiana going to learn a hard lesson because they are a red state? 12 rural hospitals are going to close. Also, millions of Americans are going to be cut off Medicaid, SNAP benefits, which affect red states the most. So is Indiana getting what they voted for, like Texas and this tragic flood? Like farmers, cattle ranchers, coal miners, truckers, federal workers who voted for Trump, Latinos who voted for Trump, Cubans for Trump, Venezuelans for Trump, Haitians for Trump, Mexicans for Trump. Yes. They're all getting what they voted for.
Hey, I have a question.
No, we're not answering
Why?
questions. Get out of the car.
Why?
Because you're a Trump supporter.
I know, but don't you guys want our money?
No, actually we don't. Get out of my bar right now.
You're not welcome.
I'm not f***ing around. Get out of my bar.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious. Out.
Because I'm wearing a Trump
Yes.
vest. That's wild.
I don't care. Get out.
We can call the police, or you can just leave.
You know this is like discrimination, right?
Oh, boo-hoo! Boo-fucking-hoo! Get out of my bar.
Hi guys, you're welcome back to Prince Iche's Unfiltered channel. If you're joining us for the first time, you are welcome. To our viewers and our subscribers, we appreciate your likes, your comments, and staying till the end. So ladies and gentlemen, let's buckle up because what you're about to see coming out of Indiana is something we never thought we'd witness. Not in 2025, not ever. Trump's most loyal supporters, the people who would defend him in their last breath, are finally facing the harsh realities of economic policies. Trust me, their reactions are explosive.
Quiet, please. Quiet, please.
We demand the immediate resignation of Pete Hegseth, Michael Waltz, and the rest of the group chat.
No, I will not demand their resignation.
My question is actually related to all of the immigrants that are being rounded up and deported. Are they entitled to due process, or are we?
A lot of these people, but President Trump did it last time when he tried. If you seek asylum, wait in the other country, not getting here in the country. So there is no due process if you come here illegally because you violated the law. Period. You violated the law. It is violating the law, and that's why we need to make sure we take this under control. I think I stated my opinion. You might disagree with it, but we'll go to the next question.
don't mean to keep dogging on Indiana. I mean, my parents and grandparents were Hoosiers, but why are y'all electing like the most despicable people to serve in Congress? I made a video the other day about Indiana Republican Congresswoman Victoria Spartz and the reprehensible things she said at her town hall, including she didn't believe that people accused of crimes deserved due process. And now your Senator Jim Banks has done this.
You probably deserved it. Hi, I was a worker at HHS. I was fired illegally on February 14th. There are many people who are not getting social service programs, especially people with disabilities. Are you going to do anything to stop what's happening? You probably deserved it. I deserved it? You probably deserved it. I deserved it. Dude, wow. Yeah, that's great to hear. Why did I deserve it? Because you seem like a clown.
I mean, what the actual fuck, Indiana? This is your senator? This is who you want representing your state, the morals, the values of your state. A man who talks like that to his own constituent. Again, that is Indiana Senator Jim Banks telling one of his constituents who was fired without cause during sweeping Doge illegal firings that he probably deserved it. That is the first time he is interacting with that constituent. He knows nothing about his case file, his history, nothing. His job is to advocate for the people of Indiana. And he has a constituent coming to him saying, I was wrongly fired. And he said, with no evidence at all, you probably deserved it. You look like a clown. So let me tell you how that should have gone down. This has happened multiple times in recent town halls that I've attended by both my congresswoman and my senators, where federal employees have stood up and said, I was wrongly fired. I was a probationary employee and I had an excellent review record, and yet they fired me and said that it's because I had negative reviews. I have proof that I have no negative reviews. Or they said, I'm a federal employee. I have been fired from my very necessary job with no notice, no explanation. I have been let go. And the correct response, the appropriate response, the response that they got both from Senator Wyden and from Congresswoman Dexter is, please come talk to me after. I would like to get your information. I would like to figure out what happened, and I would like to help you because you are one of my constituents, and it is my job to advocate for you. Chucklefuck Jim Banks said, you probably deserved it. You look like a clown. I want to remind people here that our elected representatives in both the Senate and the House, they work for us. They work for us. They are public servants. They are our employees. How fucking dare he talk to his constituent that way? This is what they think of you. This is what they think of working class people, the people who are paying their salaries, the people who have hired them, who have given them a job. They treat their own constituents with such disdain. Is this the United States Senate or is this the House of Lords? We don't have an aristocracy here. We don't have kings here. Our public servants work for us. According to the Indy Star yesterday, after that video went viral, U.S. Senator Jim Banks said he will not apologize for calling a fired federal employee a clown and telling him he probably deserved to lose his job. This is not the first time Jim Banks has made the news for showing absolute disregard and disdain for his own constituents. Back in March, he refused to have a town hall. Yeah, he's part of that cohort of Republicans who are afraid of his constituents. He's hiding with his little tail tucked between his legs. They held a town hall without him there. He refused to do a town hall, so indivisible Northeast Indiana decided to have one in his absence. Because the constituents deserve a right to have their concerns addressed. They have a right to be heard. Now, I'm sure he thought this was a real sick own, but at that town hall where he was too cowardly to appear, he was too afraid to face his constituents and answer for what he is doing to help destroy American democracy. Instead, he sent a box of donuts. He had his aide deliver it. And there was a viral video about that in which people expressed disgust at the donuts from Banks and questioned why he would not appear at the event to answer questions from his constituents. Banks then went on to call Indivisible a Democrat, anti-Trump, anti-Banks group. Oh, your little persecution complex. Okay, let's get back to that interaction as he's heading to the elevator. In the exchange with a fired federal employee this week, the video shows the person off camera confronting Banks as he gets onto the elevator. The former federal employee, which NBC News has identified as Max Schroeder, asks Banks if he's going to do anything to stop the federal cuts, including cuts to service programs. This guy worked for Health and Human Services. Banks responds, you probably deserve it. And the guy says, why did I deserve it? And he says, because you seem like a clown, as the elevator doors close.
Look, for years, the loyalty of Trump's base look unshakable, bulletproof, like nothing could ever break the bond. But everything changes when the pocket is on the line. Because right now, the heart of Indiana, something unthinkable is erupting. Trump promised economic revival, jobs, stability, a stronger America. But what happens when the policies meant to make America great again begins making people broke again?
Hey everybody, let's give a quick roundup of how things are going in the state of Indiana now that all of these dipshit laws that everybody said weren't going to do anything have really gone into effect. Indiana alone has lost over 200 programs from all of our various campuses because they are being cut at a state level. Purdue has lost 80, Ball State has lost another 60, and there's more just throughout the state. People have already lost their job because Mike Braun is gutting any instance of DEI in the state and closing down public health offices and departments and firing all of the staff. Rural hospitals are already making plans for when they inevitably close and trying to help the people that are going to those hospitals find another place to get healthcare. We are no longer dedicated to our plan to reduce greenhouse emissions, which is going to negatively impact our farmers and continue changing the growing seasons for all of our farmers. Because of Mike arbitrarily just cutting jobs, unemployment claims in the last week have gone up in comparison to the rest of the year. We have eliminated Indiana public media, so we do not have any kind of public radio available that is being funded by our state. We spent $497 million on private school vouchers. And just to top it all off, we have our first case of measles in central Indiana. All of these things are things that could have been stopped. All of these things are things that your Republican lawmakers voted for, and some of your Democrat lawmakers voted for. We have a supermajority. You should check to make sure that if you have a Democrat, that they're not just going along with the supermajority. Life in Indiana is about to get really, really hard. Everybody's about to be really broke. Everyone's about to be really sick and have nowhere to go and no money for healthcare. Your kids are going to have worse schools. You're going to be paying more in taxes, and you are going to be getting boned because Mike Braun thinks that his life is more important than yours. It's because all of our legislators think that their life is more important than yours. They do not think that you have innate value as a person. And so when we're thinking about the general election, maybe don't vote Republican. Maybe look at who's been in there. And you know what? Fuck it. If you want to vote Republican, then I guess go off, Queen. But let's see maybe who is in office, and let's see if they've been serving you, and maybe let's pick a different one. Let's give someone else a shot, because what's been going on is wildly unacceptable, and you should not think that this is a normal way for your elected officials to be treating you.
Yeah, Angela Daniel, good morning. That's right. The Hamilton County Sheriff's Office says they're starting what they call an immigration commission due to the, quote, failed policies of the Biden administration. Now, they insist that this partnership with federal immigration officials is about public safety and not about immigration, regardless of its name. The first of its kind move has received mixed reviews from residents online. Some are in favor, while others feel it's a waste of time and resources. Now, in order for this to work, the Sheriff's Office will join what's known as a 287G program. This allows officials to be deputized as ICE agents through specialized training. Chief Deputy John Lowe's will head the Immigration Commission. He says it will allow them to hold accused criminals who are in the country illegally for longer than the standard 48 hours. As it stands right now, if ICE does not pick someone up within 48 hours, they can be released from jail.
The officer in the street is not going to be asking if they're here legally or not. It's when someone is arrested and brought here, then that process will start.
The program gives deputies new power to enforce those detainers and question people who come to the jail. When asked about how many inmates are here illegally each year, the Sheriff's Office said it is a small portion, but they feel that the problems at the southern border are directly impacting their community too. The office also emphasized that the program only applies to those who commit crimes.
This is about individuals who have committed crimes and are here in our country illegally, and we're going to make sure that they're held accountable and that they are removed from our community so that our community is safe.
This program has not been implemented yet, and right now the Sheriff's Office is still in the process of signing a memorandum of understanding with ICE. Now, once that happens, they'll begin selecting officers to receive that specialized training. But of course, we'll continue to follow this. For now, reporting in the studio, Kit Hanley, Fox 59 News.
Just a man walking his dog with his fucking Trump sign. Swear to God. Can't make this shit up.
Indiana is a purple state. The only reason people think it's a red state is because Republicans control the maps and control the narrative. These Republicans, like all of our congressional reps, our governor, and a bunch of state lawmakers, are talking about Indiana as if it is so conservative it should be 100% Republican. That's not even close to being true. Over the last several presidential elections, Hoosiers have gone for the Republican presidential candidate with 52% of the vote. Our current governor, Republican Mike Braun, who, remember, was a Democrat until 2012, he flipped to be Republican because he knew it would be advantageous to him. He only won with 54% of the vote. How does any of that mean Indiana should be 100% Republican? It doesn't. They're all just desperate for power. And they already have so much power, it's insane that they want more. Indiana's current congressional delegation is 82% Republican. It was 45% Republican as recently as 2008. Indiana's state legislature is 73% Republican. It was 56% Republican as recently as 2008. Indiana has not become drastically more Republican. They have just drawn the maps to benefit their party. And they did this deliberately. Project Red Map, which is short for Redistricting Majority Project, went into full effect in 2010. And they targeted some congressional districts around the country that they could flip to red. They also targeted state legislatures like Indiana's. They dumped a lot of money into supporting legislators who were going to draw the maps the way they wanted them to secure a conservative majority. And that has helped spin the narrative that Indiana is so hopelessly red, nobody should pay attention to it. But we're not. We're freaking purple, y'all.
I got a fuck around and find out story that I want to share with everyone, because it's a good one. Now, granted, the find out part hasn't been 100% realized, but somebody is shitting their pants right now. Good family friend works as a teacher in a local school district, and as a special education teacher. Diehard Trump fan, voted for Trump, was beating her chest all about it. Mid-30s, she actually just got this job a couple of years ago and was very excited about the opportunity. But what she didn't realize for some reason, and just recently found out yesterday, in fact, was that her position is 100% funded by a federal grant from the OSEP program. Yeah, OSEP is Office of Special Education. It's a division of the U.S. Department of Education, and they provide federal funding in the form of grants to assist in local communities, ensuring that they have proper coverage, if you will, and funding for special education needs. This lady's job is 100% funded by that office. So the find out hasn't been 100% realized, but this lady is scared. Because now, all of a sudden, she does care about the Department of Education, and she does appreciate it. She flat out said that she didn't know that, and if she had, maybe she might not have voted for Trump. The reason she says that is because she knows and believes that Trump is, in fact, going after the Department of Education. She didn't think it affected her, so she didn't give a fuck. She gives a fuck now. So I don't want to laugh at the lady. It sucks. But at the same time,
people in Indiana are finally feeling it hard. Prices are rising, opportunities shrinking, local business collapsing, and everyday families are watching their savings evaporate. For the first time, many of them are admitting the truth. They believe the promises, but now they are living the consequences. Make no mistake, this isn't just frustration. This is a political earthquake. Because if a Trump stronghold like Indiana is cracking, what does that mean for the rest of America? Will this economic collapse reshape the 2026 and 2028 elections? Are Trump's most loyal voters starting to reconsider their allegiance? And is this the beginning of a massive shift in America's political identity? This is bigger than Indiana. This is a warning shot for the entire country. Now, I want to hear from you. What are your reactions to this scene? Do you think the uproar is the beginning of the end of Trump's unshakable base? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Trust me, I read every single one. And don't forget to subscribe to Prince Iche's Unfiltered for more exclusive political investigations, raw reactions, and the truth they don't want you to hear.